Fall Song Challenge complete. I don't want to sound like a broken 4-track, but here's 9 things I learned while doing the Fall Song Challenge. It's important to set some kind of limitations for your recording. Today's digital world, it's so easy to just have endless track counts and endless tweaking when you come to the mixing and mastering phase. With the 4-track and the limitations therein, makes it a lot easier to record a song. Makes it a lot harder, but in the end, I think the result speaks for itself. Working in a different genre than I was used to was a lot more fun than recording usually is and writing usually is. The stakes were a lot lower. I didn't feel like I had to outperform myself or make a magnum opus. Let me just have some fun and do what I did. Honestly, I think the quality of the track as compared to other tracks I've done is just as good, if not better, on the recording phase, the writing phase, in pretty much any way I can think of. It's pretty amazing because I had a lot more fun. I got out of my comfort zone and challenged myself to do something I don't normally do. I think the song, once again, speaks for itself. I'm really a horrible procrastinator, and the fact that I actually was able to complete this track over the course of the past month is pretty amazing for me and a personal victory for myself as well. Usually a project like this would either A, never get done, or B, just get stuck in the pre-production or post-production phase, or C, I would have just never even made a video for it or never released it. As of right now, the track is on its way to digital partners such as Spotify and iTunes. Thanks for the encouragement, Annabelle. The video is up, as you've probably seen. But if I hadn't set that deadline for myself, it's tough to say whether I would have even be here making this video about the completion of the song. Something that really helped me was having a checklist each week and actually printing out calendar pages and setting goals for myself each week. Throughout this challenge, I realized more so than I've already thought about it that there's a lot of potential between using the cassette and digital mediums together synergistically. I think that's a word. I think they really complement each other really well in a lot of ways. I think it's good not to have too strict of a idea about what you can use, or it needs to be a certain purity to it, all on cassette, all on digital. There's an amazing combination of those two recording worlds that came together really in a really exciting and fun way for this project for me, and I'm excited to I have some other ideas for future tracks that I want to get done utilizing both the cassette and digital mediums. Mixing and mastering to a professional track is such a great hack to get better at recording. You know, you don't want to copy a track outright. If you listen to the track that I mixed and mastered to, Rhymin' and Stealin', I don't think the songs sound anything alike. Yeah, I used the same beat. Yeah, I used it for inspiration. I didn't copy the song. Because my thing is, and I know other people have shared this, they say, I want to make original songs, I don't want to copy anybody else. I think that that's a limiting philosophy, but one that you have to work through yourself and come to terms with. By utilizing that as a reference, I made my track stronger, made my mix better, and I had a really solid track to master my track to. I've said it once and I'll probably say it a million times, the fact that I practiced my parts over and over again until they were perfect, until I could nail the synth in one take. My song was composed in one take and I could play along to it. I could rhyme through the song in one take. I could do my hype man track in one take, my shaker track, my tambo track. All those things, practicing them before even recording and practicing them and getting them to a point of proficiency before recording made the whole process massively easier. It's not even close to the type of things I used to do when I was younger, and that I think a lot of people fall into doing, especially with the digital handicap, which allows you to pretty much punch in whenever you want. It's great to have a plan, it's great to stick to your plan, but things are going to come up that you can't control or that are just going to be better, and if you have too stagnant, too strict of an idea of what you're doing, you won't be open to suggestions from other people, from yourself, from serendipitous relationships within the universe. I don't know what that really means, but it sounded good when I said it. Sometimes things happen, and if you allow them to happen, great. If it makes your song better, great. You know, life's what's happening when you're making plans, right? Leaving room for improvisation is what keeps things exciting while recording, at least for me. Doing the shaker track and the tambourine track and kind of figuring those out. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I could have stuck to that idea, and I think the song would have suffered if I had stuck to my original plan, which was having both of those throughout the song. I had recently read this book, and it talked about Robert Rodriguez, the film director, and how he had made his earliest film, El Mariachi. Basically, he made this amazing film with such a low budget comparatively to big studio films. Even if you've never heard of this movie, I think that the process by which Robert Rodriguez went about filming this movie is an incredible lesson in just creating artwork. His method includes what is referred to as Robert Rodriguez list, which is make a list of everything you have access to, all the people, animals, locations, actors, etc., equipment, cars, vehicles, and make your film around those. So if your dad owns a bar, say, then that's where the bad guys in your movie are going to hang out. If you have a nice vintage old 60s car, then hey, that's going to be in the film. If your friend has a pet snake, this huge like boa constrictor or something, that's going to be in the film too. You know, just how can you use everything that you have access to rather than spending money to hire an animal wrangler or spending money to rent a nice car or spending money to hire famous actors. And I think it's just a lesson in doing more with less. And how this applies to my music video was I had this elaborate plan to go out and buy a bunch of cheeses that I mentioned in the song and maybe buy like some costumes or something. And rather than doing those things when it came time to shoot, I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot this thing against my living room wall because that's right in my living room. I'm gonna borrow that cheddar hat from somebody rather than and I had this elaborate skit of all these cheeses and holding them up to the camera and having a party with people going around. Like, yeah, that stuff would have made the music video better, but I don't think it would have taken it from 50 to 90%. I think it would have taken it from 90 to like 92%. Instead of going out and spending a lot of time getting things I didn't need to make a cool music video or what I think is a cool music video, I simply just used what I had lying around. And applying that to music is not just music videos, but just your music in general, I think will take things further for you and make you more creative, and you'll squeeze more out of less. And I think that's the name of the game when it comes to recording and lo-fi recording in general. You guys inspired me, you know, having a public declaration to you and being beholden to the idea that I was doing this challenge on the channel and doing this song and music video by 1020 raised the stakes for me in a great way. And I felt like if I didn't perform, if I didn't record, if I didn't write, if I wasn't sticking to my schedule, maybe I'd be letting you guys down. I would definitely be letting myself down. I wasn't comfortable with those prospects, right? If it had just been myself sitting in my room over the past month doing this, I probably wouldn't have stayed on task. But having a community of people who were also working on songs, also excited to share their songs and for me to share my song with them, obviously with you guys, it really helps. So consider that when you're doing your next project, setting a public deadline, doing it with some friends, doing it with a community of people, doing it on the forum. Start your own challenge on the forum, you know, get a couple guys together, get a couple people together, you know, meet up with people local to you every week and talk about a song you're working on, even if it's one other person. You know, that really helps, and that really helps to share your ideas and complete your ideas. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys who have been supporting the Fall Song Challenge and making your own songs. Thanks for doing this along with me. I'm excited to hear more of your songs. So post them in the comments, post them on the forum. There's a thread on the forum for them. And yeah, I want to see what you guys came up with. And I hope that everybody got a lot out of this. I know I did. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you nerd. Godspeed, my friend. All right, we got some exciting things coming up for the rest of the year. Exciting announcements. Peace.